Hey everyone, this is Sid here. Welcome back to my channel. That is, we talk about JFTNA, we talk about various things. Today we are going to talk about today's thought, that is self-esteem. Hope you're going to like it, and I'm going to transfer my screen just to the JFT. We'll read that out, and I'll go back to trying and explaining it in Hindi and other languages as well. Let's start with English. This particular whole video is going to be about English because I'm going to post this on Facebook, and the other ones are going to be with Uriya and Hindi so that my people can understand what I'm speaking without straining themselves for the language. So that's the screen. Here we go. July 16th, self-esteem is what we're going to cover today. And that is deep inside. I had a feeling of inadequacy and inferiority. Somewhere along the way, many of us developed a strong feeling of inadequacy and inferiority. Deep inside was the voice that continually cried out, "You're worthless." Many of us learned to recognize this characteristic as a low esteem very early in our recovery. Some of us may feel that our feelings of inferiority were where all our problems began. Whether we learn this low esteem in our families, through our interaction with others, in NA, we learn the tools for reclaiming ourselves. Building up our fractured self-esteem sometimes begins to simply accepting a service position, or perhaps our phone begins to ring for the first time. People are calling just to see how we are. We don't want anything from us but to reach out and help. Next, we get sponsors, someone who teaches us we are worthwhile and believes in us until we can believe in ourselves. Our sponsor guides us through 12 steps where we learn who we really are, not who we have built ourselves to be, up or down to be. Our self-esteem doesn't go away overnight. Sometimes it takes years for us to really get in touch with ourselves, but with the help of other NA members who share our feelings, and by working the 12 steps, we blossom into individuals whom others, and most importantly ourselves, respect. I will remember that I am deserving of higher power's love. I know that I am worthy human being. Beautifully put. And according to my beliefs, I think that self-esteem is something that can be fractured even after years of sobriety. Even after years of sobriety, because we are basically people who brush aside things because we don't want to face them. That is something that has happened to me over the years, and we're going to talk about it in just 2 minutes. The self-esteem is something that has to be built up to a certain level. The 12-step program says so. We have to build it up, taking care of each and every step that we take, and it provides us with a way of confidence around us. Sometimes during the course of our recovery, it also happens that tiny little fractures in that self-esteem or confidence comes along, which we just brush aside. Like someone sometimes might just say that you get into a fight and somebody just offhandedly tells you that you are an idiot. May happen, may not happen. It's just an example. But that does crack your self-esteem a little bit. You just set it aside and you say, well, false to that person, I'm not going to think about it. But usually what happens is that if you do not really work on these small events in your life, then what happens is that they grow up to become bigger breaks in your self-esteem. You won't know how to work with the bigger problems if you have not dealt with the smaller ones. Usually when you get a sponsor, which you need a sponsor, even if you are 15 years, 18 years, 20 years sober, even if you're sponsoring others, I still believe that you should have someone who can be a guide for you, who can tell you where you're going wrong, somebody who can be, I say, to be dangerously honest with you, where he doesn't care and he has to tell you, he has to set you in the right path. Because then if you don't have a person like that, then there's nobody to tell you where you're going wrong. So I have such a person in my life with whom I talk daily. Even though my wife doesn't like it, I still talk to him daily. I steal that 5 minutes out of my 24 hours and I talk to him, because giving him the highlights of my day, he has the right and the capability and the power to tell me where I'm going wrong. If I am going wrong. If I'm not, he can boost my ego a little bit. If I've gone down, then he'll pick me up a little bit. And I do the same for him. It is a mutual thing. It doesn't have to be a place of lower than the other person. It has to be, it can be an equal also. A person who's equally into sobriety, who sort of nurtures your self-esteem, who tells you where you're going wrong, who peps you up when needed, who cries with you, who laughs with you. And it cannot be a life partner. It cannot be a non-using friends. It has to be that person who can, a special person, sponsor sort of a person. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say, because this is something that I have learned in the past 12 years, that you need that person around you all the time. It is also like when in Indian kingdoms, a big kingdom is there, and there's a king coming to sit on his throne, and every day in the morning what happens is that there's this guy who's shouting at the top of his voice, naming all these adjectives about the king before he comes. The bravest of brave, the kindest of kind people, this, that, this, and this is King so-and-so is coming to sit on his throne. Each and every day what he does is he bolsters the ego of the king, he bolsters the self-esteem of the king, and he tells him that you are the best. And after the king listens, voluntarily, involuntarily, whatever it is, there's something in his head that clicks, and then he becomes a very impartial, kind, loving king towards his own people. So I think that has to be related somehow. I don't know. If you all think that there's something different, then you can please let me know. If you can find other examples, you can let me know, which I can probably cover in my other sessions. That's all for now. I really loved doing this in English, because for me, English is kind of my first language. I don't even know that good in Oriya, to speak in Oriya or Hindi, because my mother, who studied in a convent school and made a family language to be English. Whenever we get angry, we speak in English. Whenever we are sad, we speak in English. When we are fighting, we speak in English. So English is a better language for me to speak in. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead, and please give me a feedback and let me know where I'm going wrong, or if I can add on something for you, and I'll definitely do that in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.